Hi everyone, today we're going to take a look at the RAM mounts Tab-Tite Cradle for the Apple iPad mini. This is the RAM-HOL-TAB12. This is a spring-loaded cradle designed to hold the Apple iPad mini with a protective case. And it is a bit of a universal cradle in the sense that it's going to be able to accommodate a lot of different cases. It'll actually hold one up to about 1 inch thick. So here's what comes with when you purchase this cradle. You have this main spine part here. This is going to be the back of the cradle. And this is the part that's spring-loaded. That will be able to move in and out. You have these two support cups which are going to attach to either end of the spine. So one end is going to fit down here. The other end is going to fit up top, and you're going to be able to put your tablet right there in the middle and have it held in the cradle. We also have some hardware that we're going to need to assemble this. You have 10 small screws, which are going to attach the support cups to the spine, and you also have some cradle hardware. That is for the back of the cradle, where I have this diamond shape and this two-hole pattern. The back of the cradle is designed to accept this piece, which is a RAM-B-238 diamond plate with 1 inch ball. And this part is going to put a 1 inch ball on the back of your cradle and allow it to use it with other RAM mount 1 inch ball components. This part, this diamond plate, does not come with the purchase of the cradle, but it does come with the hardware to attach that diamond plate to the cradle. So let's get started with assembling this. I'm going to put the diamond plate hardware off to the side for a moment and just worry about what I have here right now. And I want to start by taking one of these support cups, and they're identical. You can start with either one. I want to start by taking one of them and attaching it to one end of the spine. Now you can get it sort of lined up with your fingers, and you'll be able to tell when it's lined up because you can see through from one side to the other. So right there in the middle, you can see light poking through from the other side. That support cup is centered on the spine, and now we can go ahead and take our screwdriver and get one of these screws in place here. Now, this first one that's right in the middle is going to be the easiest one because you have that notch in the top of the support cup, so it's very easy to get access to it. So just go ahead, get that tightened up all the way, and there is our first one that we have in place. But there's 4 more along the top. If you look right up there underneath that lip, you can see 4 more little holes poking out, and you can see light coming through to the other side. Those are the rest of the places that we need to attach the support cup to the spine with this hardware. And it's difficult because you have that notch here in the middle for the first one, but for the rest of them, they're a lot harder to get to. And what you're going to have to do is sort of bend back this top part a little bit, put in the screw at a bit of an angle. So it's a little difficult, it's a little tricky, but you can make it work. So we'll do another one here. I'll just start with the next one over, and I'm going to bend that back a little bit to get the screw in place, and sort of by just a combination of those two, bending back that support cup and getting the screw in at a little bit of an angle. You want to reduce that as much as you can, but you can kind of work that into place and get that tightened up all the way. So now I have 2 in place, those 2 right there. And I'll do one more just to give you one more idea of how that works. So again, bend that back a little bit, get that in however you can. Take your screwdriver and get that tightened up all the way into the spine. So 3 done, 7 to go. All you need to do now is take your remaining hardware and the other support cup, and you're just going to repeat this process with the 7 remaining screws. I've finished attaching the support cups to the spine of the cradle, and I've also attached that RAM-B-238 diamond plate to the back. Now I'm ready to use this with my Apple iPad mini. Here it is. I do have it in a protective case. This case is about 1/2 inch thick. To get that into the cradle is very simple. You're just going to drop the bottom in first, make sure it's pushed all the way down, and then that top part of the cradle here is spring-loaded. So all you have to do is pull that up and angle the iPad mini in underneath it. It's just as easy to release your iPad mini, pull it up, and then angle the iPad mini out. The nice thing about using the Tab-12 Cradle is that you have access to all of your ports on the iPad mini while it's in here. So you can charge it up, you can get to the power button, the headphone jack, you can even access your home button down there at the bottom. That's what that notch is for that we saw earlier. With the 1-inch RAM B-ball on the back, we're actually ready to use this now with some other RAM mount 1-inch B-ball components. So, for example, you can take a part like this, the RAM mount suction cup, get that down on a flat, non-porous surface, and put an arm on that, like this standard length arm. You could also use a short arm or a long arm. That arm has an open socket on the end that's going to line up with the ball on the back of the cradle. So that ball is going to fit right into the socket, and then you can position it from here. You can move it around, swivel it, pivot it. You can rotate your iPad mini, adjust it exactly as you want it. And when you're happy with it, all you need to do is tighten up that knob on the side of the arm, and it's just that easy to use. So that is a quick look at the RAM mounts Tab-Tite Cradle for the Apple iPad mini. This is the RAM-HOL-TAB12.